Offensive.
And this is a gift and a curse. Just like this, working with kids for so long, I can look at these nerds and see what kind of little boys they was, bro. And that's how I know how to deal with them so easy. They like little boys and shit, bro. That's the type of shit little boys do. It's the difference between when you maybe are on a debate and have an exchange, you feel me, and things get escalated, but then you just coming in with drama. It's like, okay, you're a class clown. What is a class clown? Class clowns is still a child, right? Mm-hmm. And then you're talking to a whole man. So it's like you want to be funny and shit, but at the same time, you're not gonna bring that energy to me. You know you're not, and I'll beat your ass. So either way it goes, you're funny and shit. That's cool, ha ha hee hee. But let's do a fade if you want to be that funny. You can crack some shit off, and then we can let bygones be bygones. But if you consistent with the funny shit, be for real about the fade, then, bro. Mm-hmm. We talk about manosphere. That's man shit. Let's take it back to the caveman shit, bro. And okay, if we can catch a fade, and then we can be cool, bro. It's why we gotta talk shit and to entertain people. You feel me? Just entertaining people you don't even know when shit that make your dick hard because
that's what happened.
You got random people in there saying you funny and shit, but you telling jokes for no reason, no purpose. You see, people think so small, nigga, because for instance, I could have just got off the phone with Diddy. You feel what I'm saying? And just that kind of level right there to where you want to disrespect me, I could have been your level up. You see, people think they don't think like that. You got to watch who you disrespect and watch who you say slick shit to, because that person could be right above you, man. You might need that person. You see what I'm saying? But people don't think like that. Even right now, there's cats who I'm not fucking with, but there's a level to where even though I'm not fucking with them, I'm not gonna burn the bridge though, because I know that I don't. Why do I need to make up with somebody? I'm just not gonna burn the bridge at all. You see what I'm saying? Because I think forward, man. You know what I mean? People don't ha ha he he. You feel me? I can end up being your boss and fire your bitch ass, and now I got all the jokes. People don't think like that. People don't think outside of their fucking 24-hour day. And that's a shame. People only think about what they wake up and what they gonna eat for dinner and shit. They don't even think about the actual next day and shit. Weird ass shit, bro. What the fuck wrong with people? They literally, if you ask me what they got going on, they just gonna tell you about only today. They don't even know about what's going on Thursday. What's going on that tell you. So it's like, you know, you must ain't got shit going on. You on streams talking shit. You ain't got no picture up. If I go to your profile, you don't. So you're not even funny enough to amass some subscribers from your goddamn jokes and shit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If you was that funny, you should have 100. You see, but you ain't that funny. You only funny to the niggas who want validation just like you do. So it's like y'all being funny with each other and shit. And so y'all can get some validation together and shit, because y'all don't never get it. This is y'all opportunity. Your opportunity is now, looking ass niggas.
Bro, I gotta say this. Does it seem like damn near the manosphere, you know, the black manosphere, we could go there, the black manosphere supporters, did they age out? Is that what happened? Because the thing is, I really don't see the same cats on panels. Like, you know, ARC used to be on the panel, you know, with like Bernard Riley. Probably still do, but I haven't like been on, you know, checked in to see what was going on at the end. But it's like, did everybody just grow up? And just they got their game popping, and now are we just left with, just like you say, that these little Game Boys, these little youngsters, these little immature cats that want to be the class clown?
That's a good question.
You can tell niggas that you can tell niggas ain't caught fades before, because if you caught a real fade, bro, you don't joke for no reason and shit, because you know you didn't caught a fade for some
consequence. There's a consequence for that,
bro. Yeah. So you ain't even caught a fade. But yeah, you talking to people who catch fades and gave fades before. So what you think gonna happen in real life?
Yeah, and you under 30. Go ahead, AV.
Yeah. No, so it's funny you say that, Reese, because you know, coming into the space a little older, I've come to realize that, and this kind of, I always say this, that YouTube is a young man's sport, especially in this niche, right? A young man's sport, because, you know, you have less responsibilities, you have more, you know, you don't have overhead per se, you know what I mean? You don't have as much experience and shit in that regard. So it's a young man sport. And if you really think about it, the channels that are popping are either older men reverting back to juvenile things to lure young demographic, inexperienced men, or you have the guys who are actually young popping. So the majority of the space are kids who are impressionable, and if you know, even though we all look good for our ages and shit, we don't look like kids. So when you look at the average young man, who do they want to listen to? They're going to want to listen to their peers, someone that looks like them, because we have strong presence, we have an authoritative voice and shit, and we have cadence. And that's a difficult thing for people to accept, because if they've never played sports and they never had any masculine coaches in their life, or they never had fathers, it's hard for them to process the information. So even though we're all talented men and our numbers are relatively low, it doesn't mean that our content isn't good enough. It just means that the space can't process. They're not at our level yet. So they have to grow the fuck up to be able to appreciate the shit that we said 2 fucking years ago. So it's a young man's sport. So Afi and I talk about this all the time. It's important for us because you got old guys even reacting to videos and shit, because that's the shit to do. That's the fucking way. But you look crazy reacting to a fucking video of somebody doing some dumb shit. But I understand you got to keep your lights on. So how do we as men who want to elevate as opposed to go backwards and revert to try to talk to niggas that are going to get to our age in the first place? We know what's coming for them around the corner. So why am I going backwards when I know you're going to meet me forward eventually? You see what I'm saying? So it's definitely a young man's sport. So this is something that I kind of struggle with, because I'm proud of my age, like I said, but at the same time, I can't, it's hard for me to bring myself down to try to communicate to someone who's not willing to listen and don't think they're never going to get to my age.
You know,
like Fee said, these niggas are living in the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the unicorn for a second. And Afi, I'm sure he can answer this, because you've had multiple subs, lost them, and then got them all back and shit and everything. Let's go ahead and touch on Kevin Samuels, the unicorn, because Kevin, he didn't try to, I mean, of course, in the very beginning, he collabed with AMS and Steffens Cole and all that shit. So of course, those were footstones for him to get up. Then Average at Best happened. He hit 1 million on both sides, the gram and on YouTube. But the thing is, he didn't have to do no young shit. He didn't do no reactions. All he did was just talk to women live and shit. Is that what's missing? Did somebody just really had to have conversations with women in order to pretty much just have their platform be popular?
Can't be done, because everybody ain't gonna be able to work women the way he do.
Yeah, so he's unique.
It was an art.
You ain't got the patience.
I can do it better than him, actually.
Oh shit,
man! Because he ain't. Because I know. Because see, the thing is see, I'm a finesser, bro. So what happens is, if I was on his platform, I can point the things out in a woman without making a mockery out of it. That's the first thing. So I'm gonna get a different version of her for knowing how to do that.
Yeah, you wouldn't be rating the girl. You wouldn't be his job, since he was a image consultant. He did the rating system, so you pretty much would have just been having a conversation about self-improvement and how she could pull men. Right?
No, I had them women on there crying, bro.
Oh, go damn! Just being.
I mean, I've done it. I've done it before. So what's going to happen if I had 10,000 people? You know how much energy that is? I'm gonna be even more sauce, bro. Just because it's gonna be tricks coming out of me that I didn't even know I had. So the other thing is my point of it would to have the woman leaving with something, bro.
Right.
And then more women would want to leave with something, bro. And that's why that I would provide. I ain't got to clown these folks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, guys think they gotta do. They think they want to see that because we don't give them an option to see nothing better. You see, they never really seen a man talk to a woman and really be able to point out the things about her, give her a solution, and make her feel good. They never seen that. But see, I'm good at it because that's what I do in real life, right? So I don't have to get into camera mode and get into regular mode. When this woman, I'm getting in to deal with the woman mode. Right. So that's the difference. Now, it's easy to clown the women, and people like that because they don't have the balls to do it themselves, because they don't have to suffer the consequences of doing that. Because Kevin Samuels, if he did like an in-person thing, one of them chicks can slap him. Then that'd be a meme, and they'd be roasting his ass for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to watch the fire when you ain't in it. It's entertaining, but in real life, you ever seen a real building on fire? That shit is hot, bro. You could be across the street, you feel all of it. So it's easy on TV. I'm telling you, bro. So yeah, they like to see people do things they can't do. The same thing like people watch sports. They fat asses can't play football, but they like watching us do it, you know what I mean, or whatever. So it's the same thing, bro.
Yeah, they'll criticize us and shit on the court.
These dudes be hating women because they don't be having no success with them, and they want to clown them, but they don't want to clown them because if they do clown them, they're gonna risk they attempts for sex, right? So they don't want to do that, but they'll let her watch you do it. You know what I'm saying? Because you saying everything that they want to say. But they just in a position to say it. That's why you get all the cosigns and shit, because they speaking for them. It's like listen to our leader and type of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's definitely a cult. I'm gonna throw this one at AV. So AV, with everything that you got popping going on, because I see you updated the set, everything is looking so nice. You put my little sound booth back to shame and shit. I'm a minimalist shit, but what's taking you so long to sell your soul, bro? How come you just really haven't flipped that other side of the coin and just said, fuck it, the algo wants this, I'm gonna start talking bad about these chicks and just go from there and just say fuck it?
You know, Reese, I have conversations with Alfie like about this all the time, because we assess things, you know, we talk about our content, each other's content, we rate each other, you know, we talk about just how to become better. I think that's what you're supposed to be doing, but I teeter back and forth, right? I'm still trying to find my way in regards to how I cannot sell my soul and monetize it to a point where I can resign. So, you know, I got to speak my truth, Reese. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, I dislike hoes, but I don't hate them. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have problems with bitches, but because I got bitches right now, but that doesn't mean that I can't call Fiend and be like, yo, this bitch did this. I'm not above that. I'm just a normal dude who finds that, you know, that I wish that a lot of people told me things when I was younger. So I can't do it. And not to mention, Reese, I've tried to do the silly shit and do the bash the women. It doesn't work for me. One of the things you said about Kevin Samuels is that one of the other reasons why Kevin Samuels was so successful too. First of all, he's been at it for a long time, but Kevin Samuels, and this is no disrespect, his sexuality was questioned because of the way how soft he spoke, his attire, his demeanor. Women can process that easier as opposed to a dude who's got a raspy voice. So now bitches may find me attractive, but they're gonna have their guard up because they know I'm gonna check their ass. But if I say the same thing Kevin Samuels says, well polished and slightly feminine demeanor, it's easier to ingest. So at the end of the day, I can try the Fresh and Fit formula. I can try all the shit that works, but it won't work for me because people are looking at me differently. I'm a different person, and I had to accept that. And one of the benefits for me, Reese, I only got 1.6K subscribers. I don't necessarily have my own following per se, so I can experiment. Yep. I don't have to follow the wave and shit because when I try that, it doesn't sit well with me. And I gotta keep it as real as possible because I've seen a lot of guys flip-flop, scramble, and it doesn't work for their consistency. So not to say that I'm not going to play with the algorithm, Reese, but at the end of the day, I got to try to keep it as real as possible for me, my nigga. Because if I don't, I'm not going to sleep well at night knowing that I had to do some dumb shit just to get some likes, to get a small check on YouTube. I'm too old for that.
No, I feel you.
Hey, Reese, check this. Damn, Rose.
Yeah.
Check this shit out, bro. I just hit for 50,000, bro. We dropping all these bars. You know how many bars I dropped in that 50,000 one? None. I ain't even talk. I said girls, bro. That's it. 20 seconds, 50,000, bro.
Oh, damn. Congrats, bro. Congrats.
Thank you, not me.
So you in the 50,000 body club. I
ain't say nothing.
Yeah, so that's
I ain't say no word.
Rom Wills, I think Rom, you
No,
know.
views, not subscribers.
Oh, views. What?
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm getting attacked by my set. Hold on. Y'all got a blooper live. Shit. Yeah, Muhammad Ali done crashed on my head and shit. But I believe all that you guys said, because the thing is, if anybody pays attention to my content, you probably notice like I, incorporated music into my shit. That's why I started doing the top 5 songs, whatever. Because I was like, you know what? I'm going to start doing not only what I want to do, right, but you have people who sub or people who view your supporters. They're going to dig whatever you dig. And the thing is, I like doing this shit. And plus, I like flexing, my creativity. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. It's fun. I mean, I can only make so many videos on, okay, so you no more dating black women in 2022, 2023.
Right,
yeah, I could another song like, okay, so you still not dating single mothers, because those are my most viewed videos when I drop something about single mothers, when I drop something about dating black women, and the one that really hit was when I said something about, the Passport Brothers, when I did a solo video on that. And so it's like, okay, I'm not gonna give a whole lot of energy to like some shit that I don't. That was just a topic that I just want to speak about. I don't want to ride the algo train just to get more views because I know it's gonna pop. That's because you notice I really ain't said anything else. Right. I went right back to 5 songs that turn her on.
Doing what you want to do.
Yeah, and you know what? They were flops, and I could say that on my own shit. It's like, yeah, they were flops. They were under 50 views, but these were like, maybe like 34 people that liked the content. And if you share it, if it hits the algo one day, okay, that's fine or whatever. But like you said, just like YouTube, you don't live and die by YouTube.
Well, check this out, Reese. Check this. I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
But go ahead, bro.
It's not a flop because it's something that you wanted to do. I know you got music out. Just the fact that you accomplished and you filmed videos, you made an album, that ain't no fucking flop. That's some shit that you did. So at the end of the day, what are we measuring our passions against?
Right.
Are we measuring it against fucking nerds that don't travel and shit, that got dusty clothes? Are we measuring it against algorithms? Or are we trying to be young and relate to guys that are not worth relating to because they haven't been through the shit that we've been through? It's all about, this is what we promote. And this is the whole thing about this conversation. Are you too old for the red pill? Are you too old to be a follower? Are you man enough to not be a follower? Are you man enough and have discernment enough to know what you like and are going to do the things that you like? That's the best example, because at the end of the day, if people are going this way, I'd rather go this way as long as it feels good for me. And this is what men should aspire to do. Yeah, you're going to lose people along the way, but the people that you do find that are on your same path are going to be friends to the end, because at the end of the day, you guys share the same common goal and can relate to the fact that you lost a lot of people for doing something that you love.
Yeah. You want to add on that, Af?
Yeah, man. Even me, I will play the YouTube game and stuff, but I still keep it real to who I am. And that for me is because, I'm not doing bad. I just want to do better. You know what I mean? If I had been doing bad for like 5 years this whole time, you know what I'm saying? I probably would be like, man, fuck it up. And you know what I mean? But I've actually had videos that I was proud about. Like my top video, I was proud of that one. I'm glad that is that. I'm glad that my top 3 videos is me by myself.
Right.
These cats would be like, the only reason why is because
right.
Yeah, Rolo.
And see, the whole thing is that just shows how much of a child you are to even think that. Let me tell you why. Bigger cats don't get anything for collaborating with me. Only I gain from collaborating with them, which means I provide value for them.
Just to show up.
And I've made myself significant enough to approach for them to even know me.
Right.
You see? So you niggas talk, y'all can't even do that, bro. It sounds like an easy thing until you try to do it.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, and I agree with that, because even AV, you can attest to it. Like when you first hit record and then you first upload it, you kind of wonder, okay, who's gonna watch and who's gonna do this, whatever. But you just kept going and going and going and going. You try to switch things up, but then again, when you cross that 1K subs, you are proud of yourself, and it's like, you know what? And Rom Wills, he said this on the show with me. He said the moment he crossed over 1,000, he just went in auto. He wasn't tripping off content. He was just continuing to promote his book, put out whatever message was like he's doing right now. Nothing has changed.
You remember what year he started?
What year did Ron start?
Yeah.
I want to say, well, I think his oldest one is probably like 4 years ago, something like that, 4 or 5.
Hell no,
yeah, I'm sure he's been on longer, but from what
10.
I saw,
9,
same with the Lucario, because these cats were deep. But when you go back and look at like the oldest video, I think YouTube, it's almost like they don't let you cross over like 6 years or something. So you have this idea that maybe they just started 4 years ago. Same if you go look at Kevin Samuel stuff right now, you're not going to see his older stuff. from like when he was like into like colognes and stuff like that. You really just go to basically when he just first popped. So like the last 4 years, that's what ends up happening. But back to what I was saying, it's like, yeah, he said that when he crossed over 1,000, he was just doing whatever he want to do, say whatever he want to say. It was a surprise when he hit 50K. He was like, I wasn't even paying attention to my numbers or nothing like that. I was just putting out the content. I'm just over here coaching. I'm just over here promoting my books. And that was it. So when he hit 50K, he was like, oh, wow, that's 50,000 wolves. Man, that's good shit. Yes, it is unfortunate. Again, it's like you've been in the YouTube game that long and it took you that long. And we have that conversation because the shit is too raw. It's too real. Self-improvement content ain't shit compared to MGTOW content because it's okay to complain. Like, look at Fresh and Fit, shout out to them, blew up off of kicking girls out of a booth. They'll sit up there and swear to God that they shit was hot before the girls got on. It's like, nah, nigga. The moment Frank Castle showed up, everybody subbed. It's like that.
A lot of it's timing, though, bro. People don't be incorporating timing into things, bro. Sometimes it's just time.
Yeah, because they're a pandemic content. Yeah, they're a pandemic channel too.
It's like when 50 Cent came in, he didn't come and blow up. Some people do numbers, but some people change the narrative, and that's what they did, bro. It's not, some people will, AMS, when he came, he changed the narrative. He didn't just get numbers. Austin, he came, he changed it. Like, he got people on his wave. He don't have to join a wave.
Right.
Yeah. But the thing is, go ahead. Did you have something to say, Abby?
No. Basically, in a nutshell, man, what you're saying, I agree with you a total 100%. At the same time, too, it's all about, like you said, man, and what we've been talking about. It's all about timing. It's all about changing the narrative. And Rom, when I passed 1,000, I was very thankful, and I'm still thankful to this day. Anybody who works with me knows I'm thankful for opportunities because like Afi says, I'm doing okay considering where I came from, and I don't have any experience, and I have a very unique situation. Yeah, Afi put me on his back, EO put me on his back, so a lot of guys put me on. So like, if I appear to be polished after a year in, I was grinding with these guys, coming up on shows, doing shows with you. You know what I'm saying? So I've been practicing. I never took a day for granted. And I have the luxury now at this point to have all that in the back of my mind and say, I'm going to do what makes me feel good, because this thing can be very stressful. I'm older. I don't have time to stress out about a young man's sport, but I know if I can do something that's going to make me feel good, that is masculine, and that I can be proud of, eventually it should pop. And if it don't, somebody who finds it is going to change a life. So for me, Afi told me this: don't follow anyone else's formula. Study the game, but figure out your own formula. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I think every man needs to do that. That when it comes to relationships, you want to date a single one, you want to get married, don't listen to what we say. But at the end of the day, when the lights come off, the cameras are off, you go to bed and do whatever you got to do. You got to find your own formula that's going to work best for you, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And just like I did myself, I pretty much just like, if this formula doesn't work for me, it's okay. But I love doing it, because even though my subs, they don't give a shit about my music. I posted up my music one time and they got like 3 views. So I was like, okay, my subs are only interested in like whatever content I probably got going on, probably like about dating or relations or even marriage, because I'm married. So, but that's expected. And the reason why I really don't knock that is because of, okay, look how it all began. I didn't begin with music. I just incorporate music because that's what's dear to me. So if I end up bringing on, I guess, like I had a fire interview with an up-and-coming hip-hop artist, shout out to Kid Phase and everything. And I was juiced about that shit because I admire the Joe Budden podcast. Me and Diggy, we both were aspiring to be like, that was what was next, incorporating hip-hop topics and sports topics, before the tragedy happened at his house. That's what we were getting into. But I wanted to go that route too, so I was like, okay, cool. I got hit by, his publicist. She saw the content. She actually thought, CEO2 was still popping, but I was like, nah, the shit burned down. So it's just me. I'm just carrying the brand. She was like, okay, can he do the interview with you? I was like, hell yeah, he could. And so he's an up and coming, artist who's been in the game for a second, but this is major, so his gram is not popping hella crazy with numbers, and his YouTube channel literally just got monetized. So he's kind of starting in the mud, same like us, as far as like, how many subs and shit he got. So why wouldn't he want to collab with me on some interview shit? And I always want to interview a hip hop artist anyway, especially somebody who's independent, has their own label. under
awesome.
30. It's like
awesome.
he's an entrepreneur in the music game. Why would I turn that shit away? So I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna make this the best show possible. But that shit didn't even hit 100 views. Nobody cared. But you know what? I love the fuck out of that show though, because it's like y'all probably saw. Okay, Reese can interview a nigga. He asks good questions. He has great showmanship, because that's what all of this is. So whether or not it didn't hit over 100 views or whatever, it's like, now that's a video I was proud of.
But you know what though, Reese? Afi and I have a mutual friend who's a content creator. He did something a year ago and it just hit the algorithm and it's still going. Oh, wow. That's the beautiful thing about this thing, man. Yeah, it hit 100 views, but you're tagging, you want it to go viral right away. You're one video away from doing something that hits, and somebody discovers that fire video, and then that shit hits. It's a domino effect, bro. We're only one video away from stardom. Kevin Samuel was popping until he said something out of the blue. He ain't planning to say, bitch, you average at best. And then all his other shit pops. So at the end of the day, your tracks may not be bubbling right now, Reese, but when you do one thing out of nowhere, you do a clip or a short, everyone's gonna be like, yo, he rhymes too, he does this, he does that. Then everything's gonna fall in. So you got to keep grinding. Like I said, our longevity in this shit will be determined when the passion is still there. If the passion's there, then the creativity will still be there. As long as I'm proud of what I'm doing, I'm going to keep doing it. I ain't going to throw in the towel. But when we fall slave to the algorithm and do shit because other niggas are doing it to try to get their wave and they don't work for us, we're going to burn ourselves out. And then we're going to be a has-been before we ever was. You know what I mean?
Check this out, Reese. This some behind the scenes shit.